In this video, I will show you how to use a pom-pom maker to make a pom-pom. Today, we're going to be using our crazy sexy wool in the cameo rose colourway, a pom-pom maker, and you'll also need a pair of sharp scissors. Let's get started. Begin by taking your pom-pom maker and folding out the two arms, like so. Take your yarn and begin by covering this side of the pom-pom maker with it. So just wrap it around. And depending on how much yarn you cover the pom-pom maker with, depends on how large your pom-pom will turn out to be. So you can choose. If you want a smaller pom-pom, then don't cover it quite as thickly. If you want a really big pom-pom, then make it as big as you possibly can, but still allow the arm to fold back into the main pom-pom maker. So this doesn't have to be particularly neat. Just wrap it around and make sure it's nice and even. So I don't want to have a massive pom-pom, so I'm going to stop when my covered arm looks like this. And I'm going to fold it back in. I'm going to trim my yarn. And I'm going to repeat those steps to cover the other side of the pom-pom maker. And a pom-pom maker just means that making pom-poms is a lot easier than having to cut up rings of cardboard. And it's also reusable. So I'm going to keep wrapping until it's roughly the same amount of yarn as I wrapped on this side of the maker. So I think that's probably about right. And you're going to trim your yarn again, like so. So now that the maker is covered all the way around, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut along here. And you can see that there's a ridge in your pom-pom maker, so just rest your scissors in the bottom of that to cut in a nice straight line. And it's really good to have sharp scissors when you're doing this, as it can be a bit of a slow job. So once you've cut along one arm of the maker, go around the other half. Okay, so I've cut all around the pom-pom maker now. You can see your pom-pom is beginning to take shape. So to finish it off, take your yarn and cut maybe about 60 centimeters or so. And it's worth bearing in mind that if you're making this pom-pom and you want to attach it to a hat, it's good to cut the length a bit longer, because then you can use these ends to sew your pom-pom to the top of your hat. So you're going to take your yarn and you're going to lie it into the groove around your pom-pom maker, like so. And as you pull it tight, it should disappear inside. So now you can't see it, you've pulled it really tight. So once you've wrapped it all the way around, just tie a basic knot and pull it tight again. And to make an extra secure pom-pom, I like to flip the maker around and then tie another knot on the opposite side. So pull it tight again. And I'm going to double that knot, just to make sure that the pom-pom isn't going to fall apart. Okay, once you're happy that you've secured your pom-pom by knotting that yarn nice and tightly, take hold of the two sides of your pom-pom maker and you're going to pull them apart. And once you've pulled it apart, you can open up the arms and release your pom-pom. So it might look a bit funny at first, but give it a bit of a shake. You can see that you've got your pom-pom there. And if you want to tidy it up a little bit, you can give it a little trim. So holding on to those two longer strands, you can just trim around your pom-pom a little bit. Just give it a bit of a haircut. If there's any longer strands that you want to neaten up, you can just trim those off. So once you're happy with how your pom-pom looks, you feel like it looks a bit more even, there's no stray long strands, you can now attach your pom-pom to a hat or use it as a decoration, whatever you want to use it for. So there you have it. That's how to use a pom-pom maker to make a pom-pom.